Good afternoon. This is Cheryl Lentz. My bangs need to be cut. This is Cheryl Lentz, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, talking to you on Tuesday at 2. I have a special card for you today using the Poinsettia Petals stamp set. The good news on this sweet stamp set is, hello Patty, is that the stamp set itself and the dies will be listed in our new upcoming annual catalog. Hooray! So we have those. And then the additional news is that we have a huge, big year-end closeout sale going on right now, started at midnight. So with saying that, the poinsettia paper and some of the things that go with it are on sale. So you might want to take a look at that. I am going to turn the camera around and show you a couple of the things that are on sale and what a great deal it is. If you want to go to Stamping Journey or you want to contact me directly, I'd be happy to get those ordered for you if you need them. So let's turn the camera around. We're going to make a bridge card today, which is a really super simple card. It's kind of fun because it sits upright. I have something on the back so that if you send it to somebody, they can just like set it on a shelf or set it on the table. And then on the back side of it would be your message to them. So it's a fun little card. So let's turn the camera around and we will get started. If you're on, please let me know. Say hi, chat with me a bit. I would be happy to chat back. I can't see you once I turn the camera around, but I come back and we'll be checking things out. So thank you for joining me if you're here, and thank you for joining me if you're watching later. That's fine too. Here we go. Let's turn the camera around. Go for a little ride here. Close your eyes for a moment if that bothers you. Okay, let's see here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, maybe even a little bigger there. Okay, so the poinsettia is in our holiday catalog. It's on 14 and 15. On page 15, you can see all the beautiful things. On page 14, whoopsie, you can see all the gorgeous things that they are showing us that you can make with it, okay? One of the nice things is this beautiful paper, and I'm going to show you that close up, is on sale. It's normally $11.50. The Poinsettia Place designer paper is now $8.05, 30% off. The plush specialty paper, which is absolutely beautiful, it's like a flocked paper, on vellum, on white vellum, is $5.50. And these beautiful beaded pearls that I totally am in love with are only $4. This lovely sheer red ribbon, which we're not using on the card today, but is beautiful, will be back in our July-December catalog. So, little a little point of interest that some of that's going to be coming back, but these other items you might want to get to have in your stash because the paper is absolutely outstanding. Let me just show you how beautiful this paper is. This is one side that we're going to use on the card today, and the back side has this nice soft subtle green, a smaller print. I love that it has different sizes of the prints. Here we go. Here's the berries, and there's a stamp that matches this. It's a little bit smaller, and the wood grain, which is really a fun. On one of the samples, I'm going to show you that used on the same card. This is beautiful, the holly berry print. And the back side is this nice green old olive print. This one here is quite lovely with the poinsettias on there. And this matches up nice with the print that the back side with the little boughs. And then you have a pine cone side. So it's nice that they give us some of the darker, smaller prints to work with. Here we go, matching up a lot of different greens, which I love that. Look at the options that that gives you. So when you're making your cards, you're out of one, you can pull another color, and you have a lot of different options. And then this beautiful pattern on the back side, kind of filigree looking. And then this pattern here, last one I have, this one will cut out with, I believe it's this one, will cut out with the dies. So very nice. And I'm going to show you, they have some of the flowers that, you know, like parts are cut off because it's the edge of the paper. But this is a sample card. I'm going to show you. This is not the one we're going to make today, but you can see the wood grain. And then these are just cut out from the paper. And I used it on here. I did stamp the leaves. And then in the inside of the bridge card, I'm not sure if you can see that, but one of those flowers that was on the edge of the paper, I cut it out and I just put it inside the card so that it would be not wasted. So there you go. And then the back side I have, so you can write a private note. So it would sit on the desk like this, which looks really nice. So this is one of the sample cards I wanted to show you. The card that we're going to do today is, let's see here. This is this one sample, and this is the one we're going to do today. Ta-da! So same thing, cute little bridge card. Using this one, I stamped everything on. Using different paper, using real red for the background. It gives it more of a pop, I think. On this one, I was just kind of making it subtle to match up with the flowers. And on the back side, there's a little place again to leave a note. So we're going to start out by doing all the scoring and everything on this card here. So I have everything all cut and ready. I have my trimmer here. Let's see if all of this is in the, I might have to go a little smaller. I don't know, I've tried this before. So I'll pull it down this way. Okay, so I'm going to start out, the base of my card is real red. So I have a piece of cardstock here that is cut 8 by 4 1/4. And we're going to score it, let's see here, 4 times. So remember, when you're using the Stampin', the cutter here, the dark is the cutter, okay? It matches the machine. The lighter blade is for scoring. So I'm going to score on the long side at 1 1/4. So I'm just pulling it over. I'm going to pull this out here. I gotta, because we're going to use it out, extend it out here a little bit. Okay, so the first score line is at 1 1/4. There we go. 2 1/2. So I'm just keeping it tight against the side and watching and just pulling it up to my 2 1/2 line. There we go. 5 1/2. So again, just running it along the back side there, making it nice and snug so that my line is straight. And 6 3/4. So there we go, 6 3/4. Okay. All right, my scoring is done. I'm gonna move that out of the way. There we go. Okay, so now that I have everything scored and ready to go, let's see where I'm at here, try to get this centered for you. Okay, I'm gonna take all my little pieces here. There were a lot of little pieces. So this is going to go like this and like this. Ta-da. Just like that. And you're going to get nice, sharp. It will go into a regular envelope when you mail it. So your regular, is it an A2 size envelope? So it'll go just like that. All right, so I needed 4 pieces cut. Here we go. 4 pieces of the garden green. And I have these cut at 4 by 1. So there's 4 of them. Okay. And then I have 1 piece that's going to be the bridge across, and this I cut at 5 1/4 by 1. Did I cut it 5 1/4? Let's see here. Yeah, I did. 5 1/4 by 1. Okay. And my designer paper is just going to go on here. So I have 4 pieces cut at 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay. Those are going to pair up with these. And then I have 1 piece of the designer paper that is cut 5 by 3/4. I initially started out, I was going to use this side, but I liked it a little busier. So I decided I really like the pine cone print on here. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all glued together and get all my loose pieces out of the way. To me, that just simplifies things as long as I have it. So I have my handy dandy green glue here, and I'm just going to go ahead and I kind of look at 3 sides, then I put it down. Thank goodness my green glue gives me wiggle room, so if I don't have it exactly right, I can fix it. I have a little time to fix it. And then we'll just go ahead and glue all of these little pieces on here. So we're going to do the whole card today. Sometimes I have some of this done ahead of time, but I thought it would be fun. I did talk last week about my nice big order that I put in, waiting for my new product to come in. And that looks like it'll be in on Friday. So I want to open it live so you guys can see everything that's coming your way, soon to be coming your way in January. And I'm hoping my UPS man is early, because I would like to do it at 2 o'clock. However, I guess we'll have to see what time my UPS man comes. I'm hoping he'll come earlier, and then we can do it early, because it will make me crazy if I have to wait all day long. So I'm hoping he'll visit me sooner versus later. We had a bunch of packages come. I do a lot of shopping online for my grandkids, so we had a bunch of packages come in. In fact, one is supposed to go to somebody else. So after I'm done here, we have to go deliver a package to someone I don't know that lives on the road near us. So we're going to play Santa Claus and deliver our packages. Now, I'll get these all out of the way. My little strips, whoops, I'm sorry. The little strips just get glued on, 2 on each side here. Get those out of our way. Put onto the card base right away, a little bit of glue. And they all just have a nice little border all the way around here. So they should match up. There we go. Now, you can kind of decide according to the pattern. You know, like this one has a little bit more. I know at the bottom it's going to be covered up a little bit. So I'm going to put the pine cone at the top here, because I want you to be able to see the pine cone. I think they're so neat. There. Turn this around. That red is just striking. I love the brightness of it versus using like maybe cherry cobbler, which is a little bit dark, richer color. But I wanted this bright, vibrant color for this card. The base, I'm stamping the flowers, the poinsettia on, I'm going to turn this way. I'm going to stamp that on white cardstock, and I just used a regular white. I didn't use the heavy white. A lot of times I use the heavy white, but in this case, I'm not. There we go. So we have that done. Ta-da. Okay, let's do a little stamping here. Now, when I'm going to stamp my flowers on here and my leaves. This stamp set, here are my stamps all set up. What I do is I have the straightest petal going up, and then I mark it with the little lines. So when my people come to class, they know that if they stamp it straight like this, when they go over to use the dies, I have the dies marked up too. So this die has the blue line that you know is going to mean that that's up, and it will match up perfectly. So if you're doing a lot of these, if you're not using the Stamparatus, I mean, to stamp them is fine, but mark and kind of get to know your dies. Mark them. What I picked was the straightest petal to go up, and that's what I did on all of them. So I marked my dies and I marked my blocks. If you're doing a lot of them, it's just going to save you time. So I'm using Real Red, and this is kind of a big stamp, so I'm going to stamp it this way. Pat, pat, instead of moving this all around. And I'm going to stamp it in the direction of my arrows, so my arrows are up. There we go. Whoops, and I know I just got ink on me, so I'm going to wipe that off before I get it everywhere else. There we go. Okay. Number 2, again, I have the arrows on, so you can see where you're going, what direction your dies are going to be in. So put that in. Ta-da. And my little third one. So you layer it up 3 ways. If you're doing something smaller, you don't have to use all 3 layers, but I just thought it was nice to use all of them here. There we go. Now I cut this paper big enough so that I could also cut stamp my leaves right on here. Excuse me one moment. There's always somebody that wants to call when we're online. And I'm using garden green for my leaves. So I'm going to stamp those. I'm going to stamp, there's a big leaf and a small leaf. So I'm just going to stamp the big one here, because I can cut that out at the same time. And my smaller leaf here. There we go. And there's a little inside, and I'm using the same inside. Give it a little bit of color on the leaf. There we go. And I have words that I'm going to be punching out. We'll use the die, not a punch, we're using a die. I'm going to put this in at an angle here. There. So I'm using all my paper. Now, when I cut this out, I'm only going to be able to cut out like these first pieces because it's too long. So if it's easier for you not to have it long and to cut it off more, you could cut this up to 5.5 inches wide, add some more to it, and kind of line them up, okay? Whatever is easier for you is what I would say. The die I'm using to cut out my words is from the Tasteful Labels dies, which I have shown before, and I totally love them. So let's go ahead and bring my cutting and embossing machine over here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to set this up here. I think you can see that. Okay. All right. I'm going to set it up here, and I'm going to take my dies. I have them all marked. You can put a little bit of washi tape on if you want to hold it in place. I tried to make sure I have the flattest plate on the bottom, so I have platform 1, platform 2, number 3 acrylic plate, and this is going to go over here, and then I'll put another acrylic plate on top. So I'm just lining that up. Here's my flower number 2. And again, if the dies are marked, I'm just trying to save you some headaches. It's so much easier. There we go. And I think this one will fit on here. So I can put my little, cut out my smaller leaf too at the same time. There we go. Okay. Now I take my second acrylic plate, and I'm just going to press it down and kind of hold things in place as I crank it through here so nothing moves away on me. Okay, let's bring it back over here. Here's my flowers and leaves, and then I still have to do the smaller flower, the smallest one there, and my words. So I'll get that finished too here. Get that all cut out. Ta-da, ta-da. All right, so we have our little baby poinsettia left. I'm going to cut this paper off. There we go. Be easier here. So this is going to go up just like that, matching. And here's my die from the Tasteful Labels dies. And it just fits with this. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut it afterwards. It just fits with this, with the words for this. And I thought, oh, that's perfect. Here we go. Okay, one more cut. I didn't want the dies to touch as I'm running it through, so I decided to make a third pass. That's what I'm doing here. So, line it up, put it on here, and it just fits. Hopefully I gave myself enough room there. On there. I hope so. I'll be holding my breath here. Please work out, please. There we go. I think it's gonna be okay. I do. Let's see here. Yes, success. Okay, let's move this out of the way. All right, here we go. Okay, now I have that. I am going to do a little more stamping because we have the center of our card. I have the garden green. So this, the piece that I cut for my poinsettias and my leaves and my little verse, I'll tell you the size on that, was 3.5 by 8.5. And that cut out the flowers and the leaves and the verse, okay? These that I'm going to put for the center, the garden green pieces, as my first layer, are 4 by 2 3/4. And you need 2 of them if you're going to put something in the back so you have somewhere to write. And then the white cardstock on here is just for the shorter layer, 3 3/4 by 2.5. And you need, again, 2 of them. Okay, one is going to go inside, one is going to go on the back of the card so you can write a private message. I stamped the words with the garden green, so that's what I'm going to do again. Now on my sample, I stamped them and I thought that it should have been up a little bit higher because my flower is kind of in this corner. So on this one, I'm going to try to go up a little bit higher. I have to stand up, make sure I get it nice and straight here. There we go. Ta-da. And then on the back side, I wanted to leave room to write, but I also wanted to do a little stamping on the back. So I just added part of a leaf. I stamped right off. So I used the big and the small leaf stamped off on, or you know, it went off the paper. I don't mean stamp off. It went off the paper. And we'll add a little color in there. Ta-da. So the leaves all match. Okay. Now let's do a little more building. This is going to go on the back of the card. So I'll just take my green glue. Thank you. And line this up. Just like that. Okay. This is going to go in the front center. Isn't that pretty? May magic and wonder bloom this holiday. So pretty. So pretty. There we go. Put that there. Let's go ahead and get these on my card. So here's my base again. I'm just going to lay it out flat and get all these little pieces put in place. And this just goes right smack dab in the middle. Just like that. Okay. And then on the back side, I want this in the middle. I love the idea of writing a little personal note on the card. Alrighty. So I'm just trying to line this up straight in the middle there. Okay. Ta-da. So now to put on our bridge and create the bridge card, this is you're going to fold one side in just like that. And this bridge is going to go from my green piece here all the way over to the next green. Just like that. You're going to put it on like that. So the first section I'm going to glue on is right here. I'm just going to put a little bit of green glue on the end like that. Close that flap. Decide where you want it. You know, you can go as far up or down as you want. And I'm going kind of in the middle here. Just like that. There. And then I'm going to put a little bit of green glue on this end. Just like that. Doesn't take a lot. And then just leave that open and press that down straight across. It doesn't take very long. Ta-da, ta-da. Now you have your bridge, card made. Okay. Now my little flower, my poinsettia, I'm going to bring over here. And I just build them. I start at the bottom. I put a little bit of green glue here in the middle. Doesn't take a lot. And then offset the petals like that. You could curl them and, you know, do some other fussy things with them if you want. I just kind of left it like that. And then again, I offset the petal for the center. There. Now when you put this on, kind of held it down a little bit, you're kind of eyeball it so that you don't go off the edge, right? So I want it to be within the parameters of the card so that when it will go into a regular envelope. If you put it way over, you're going to have to make a special envelope, and that'll just bend. So kind of pay attention to where you're putting it. So I kind of went like that, and then you can still see the words here. Let's see here, like that. There we go. So you can still see the verse in there. And then I put my glue just in the center. And the reason I'm doing that, one, is that I'm putting it on this narrow bridge. And two, is that I want to leave room for the leaves. Because now I'm going to sneak those leaves underneath here. I want one leaf to go up on top. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on my leaf and then sneak it underneath my flower. So I have one there. And then I'm going to sneak this one over here because the words are going to go on this area. So again, I'm just going to sneak it underneath. Ta-da. And in all the way. So I'm, again, paying attention to where I'm putting it in relation to the edge of the card, okay? Just push that down. Okay, just like that. My little this one says warm wishes from our home to yours. And I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. So let me get my dimensional out here. There we go. Okay. And put that right onto the bridge. There. And ta-da. Just kind of centering that. There. Do I have it centered? Yes. Okay. Just like that. Now, last touch. I love these trio pearls. They're so pretty. They're have the silver accent and the three little pearls. They're metal on the back. So what I do is I take my glue dots and I put 3 on. I kind of follow the pattern of the 3. I don't want it to leave. I don't want it to move. So I just kind of pick it up and move it to the next glue dot so that each of the 3 edges are on there. And I can take my pickup tool and put that down, and I'm just going to put it right in the center here. I'm going to fold that one over a little bit. There we go. Ta-da! A crowning touch. So these, I love the faceted, these little pearls. They're so pretty. There we go. there's our card today. You can write a private note on the back. It will go into a regular envelope. I'll show you that. It'll fit into just a standard envelope that we have. Here we go. So it will go in like this. Ta-da! Fits. Voila! Put that right around it. So that's how you put it in when they bring it out. Then you'll have a nice little bridge. So, super cute. Here's our bridge cards. Which one do you like better? Do you like this is, of course, shaded spruce, you know, my favorite green. But I love the brightness of the real red. So, this one I stamped. This one I just used the paper, the designer paper. This one also I used vanilla. This one I used the red, or the white cardstock, so it would be nice and bright. So, hello, Sandy. So there we go. That's what I have for you today. If you are interested in the sale, please, you can go to Stamping Journey, or you can contact me directly. I'm going to turn the camera around. So the thing is, there's some great deals, some things up to 50% off. And once they're sold out, they're sold out. So shop early. Shop often, shop early. Let me know if I can help you with that. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the bridge card. You can go back, and I think I gave you all the dimensions. So if you wanted to make one, try one at home. I'd love to see what you do with it. Take care. Have a great week. I will see you on Friday. Hopefully my UPS box will come in early so we can, depending on when that gets here, is when I will pop on Friday for my Friday follow-up. So take care. Bye-bye.